Hello, my name is Gematria Haley Baxter. I am a criminologist and a mother of two. So in this one, I'm going to talk about how taking aspects of energy can lead to a fallout of corruption within the world. Slowly makes it acceptable because they want to hide the crimes against the children. So we are currently in Chiron Pisces. You must understand that in Chiron Pisces is an energy, and it might be a backbite from the past and it's coming now and it's for a reason, or it's an unjustifiable act and it's going to be dealt with in Chiron in Aries when it comes through. Because I've been gobbing off about transgenderism and stuff like this. I've done a few shorts and I've encourage an aspect of questioning and what I'm doing. Well, the reality is that as we grow up, if we've ever been traumatized, right, if anyone's ever hurt us, we might rise with mummy, right? Mummy. That's who you needed, was mummy, okay? So you're going to rise to crown mummy. But at the same time, you've got to remember you was an egg in your mummy, right? You potentially could have been that egg in your mummy. I mean, they say that it comes in after, but you take that aspect of energy. It's almost like you remember mummy, okay? So you have to remember that when you come through as your own self, you are taking on aspects of what your mum has already learned. And literally, because you got to think, you're living in that system, that ecosystem, which is your mummy, for 9 months, right? So you got to remember that you take a lot of energy on that's your mum's, right? And I heard some guy say, beautiful man, he's black, and he said, your mother's maybe, no, you're your mummer's, but you're your daddy's maybe. Because the daddies don't stick around and the mums do. And let me tell you, no, it changes. And there's a reason why. There's a flip. But they do it on purpose, and it's just to pull the mums away, okay? It's to take the matriarchal energy away from the mums. So you have to remember, as a woman, that's what they're trying to do. Turn you into a man. But as a man, okay, you have to remember, your highest rise was your mummy first, okay? Why? Because you grew inside of her, okay? Literally everything, an aspect of you is your mum. So you can always, unless you reject your mum, you can always understand your mum. Unless you reject your mum, you can always understand your mum, okay? And there's a reason why, and it's because your mum is that source of life that gave you love. I know I love you, and it's as simple as that, right? So what happens when people want to take that away? Well, it can be anything from child abuse, right? Listen, so let's get on to this one. Child abuse. The only reason why they can take that, or how they can take that, is under an aspect of child abuse, but it's only a subliminal understanding. Okay, they've only hit you at 4D. They can't hit you anywhere else, right? You know that's not true because your mummy won't think that. She's stressy sometimes, whatever. But let me tell you now, those babies grew inside that woman. Don't test me. Right, so let's get into the child abuse, right? Because those mums love you and something's happened and made them something happen, right? Because otherwise, why would they have you in their belly for 9 months? Why would they? Oh, it's getting Alzheimer's. Oh, it's get money. Oh, it's get... No, it isn't. Why would she wreck your body? Straight away. She had you for a reason, right? Babbies, right? All ears. All of you. Understand the matriarchal energy. Understand that. Understand that. And no, it's not some E.T. weird stuff. It's a truance, okay? They want to alienate women. And this is why they're doing it. Because they think they have it all worked out in a little map. Because guess what? A lot of these people are elders. They came through they've been abused. A lot of them aren't elders. You have to teach them, okay? So we as adults now, in this time, okay? So I'm a Capricorn Saturn, so this is an original position to take as a Saturn, right? Capricorn, strongest of them all. Don't even try and put words in my mouth. Strongest of them all, Capricorn, right? So we have the ones who came before it. We've got a lot of Scorpio Capricorns here. We've got a lot of them. They're the ones who dragged us down, okay? They're the ones who pulled us all down, and it was under hypnosis, it was screens, it was all sorts of stuff. They did it on purpose. Why? Because it was hiding the stuff. Why? Because they are teaching us something else. You know, how low can you go? Well, I'm not as low as you lot, love, right? I don't know why you're trying to put me there, right? Leave us Capricorn Saturns alone. Unless you're dodgy. So the reality is that sometimes, okay, the reason why we can go into the extent of having subcategories, because they are subcategories, okay, you have mental illness, you have to understand this, they are subcategories, okay, so if you are a man, you are a man, if you are a woman, you are a woman, and then there's subcategories. If you don't understand that, you have a mental illness. It's not okay for a man to punch a woman, is it? In a ring. And pretend it's okay. Is it, France? It's not okay. This is why. You've got people that are mad. Man, woman, subcategory. Right? And now, enough. Right? So we have to understand then our beloveds who have been abused. And then they're trying to make it in a category where there's an acceptance of an energy. You've taken it too far because you haven't dealt with the real issue, which is an aspect of resource. So, understanding a Kabbalah in the resource section, which is mercy, just sowed, blue, you must understand that you have to bring a resource to these people, but justice too. Otherwise, you're not going to win. It's not combative against society, and it's a joke among the masses. How is that a cognitive understanding of a true archetype to rise a nation when you're all just sitting there laughing about it? When you're all just sitting there taking hits? Me? I did a shot on it. And there's a reason, because that's what I'm like. Because I see this in my time. I'm just walking past, I'm just walking down the street. Right? It's given to me, I don't know, by a God complex. But we're getting in and there's a reason. Usually, there's a reason why people don't want us to talk about what we talk about. And it's because it's to stop us from telling the truth. And it breaks my heart, so I'm going to hold on to it. Because let me tell you now, it changes us, okay? So when we've been abused, okay, it changes us. It traumatizes us, okay? We have to rethink. Sometimes we even go to an identity crisis. We have to question who we are, okay? But let me tell you now, you have to question who you are. Why? Because somebody else did something to you. I don't fucking think so. Right? Why? Because they did it to you. They've got an issue then, not you. They've got the issue, not you. They've got the issue, not you. They've got the issue, not you. Remember, I ain't got an issue with transgenderism, but what I'm trying to say is that what it does is defaults the world. It stops us from looking at the true disadvantages in our state, and it stops us from rising, understanding aspects of Gavura, because everything's mixed up and they let it happen. My question is to the world, or whoever's in charge, why encourage this? Why encourage it in an era of our time where it was so important for us to progress? Why halt that progression? 2020 COVID. So let's just get into the reality of this. You're trying to stop children from being who they are. Trying to stop children from being who they are. And it gets to the point where you're literally boarding that low. You're trying to stop your children from telling who they are or what happened to them. Right? So you try and lie. Like you cover things up. Make it look all like it's somebody's faults because they know what she's gonna do. Because it's all on AI. So we already know AI progressed to a high mighty level. So they're using characters now to fill in the gaps. Because they know that they took Gematria out. And she was trying to talk about this. And why? They don't want us to talk about this. Because we bring healing to the world. Right, sisters? That's why you all here then. What brought you to England? So, on this understanding, okay, some children who are trans, let's just categorise this, the trans, let's categorise the trans, because they want to categorise the women over the trans, and I'm not having it. Okay, you're a category, you're a subcategory. So let's talk about the subcategories of trans and why this happens. Sometimes it's because your mum, and you rise with your mum. Sometimes you sat with your mum for a long time, because obviously she had you within her stomach for 9 months. You grew with her. Sometimes it happens like that. There's a reason. You might want to be more like her than your father. Okay? There might be a reason. Okay? So if we go further on, let's understand the reality is that sometimes they may, even men in this world, go as far as favouring the women, not out of like a vendetta, because some of them do. They dress up as women and pretend to be a little vendetta against us. God knows why. Right? God knows why. Got complexes. Right? But then the reality is, you're doing it again, and that the reality is that sometimes you have to understand that there's a child who has possibly been abused and it wants to change who he is into a girl or a boy because of that, right? So there's different variations of why a child will go, and it's not a Sigmund Freud segment, because these are, right, we already said this, I already got battered for it, right? Spiritually, I'm all stood there trying to do this to me now. So, you got people who have to understand that the reason why these children are having this experience is either because they're going back to something where they need to know, they're holding on to an ancestry or an idea. If you're down there, if you're in Crown, you're looking for innocence. If you already rose to an aspect of Crown in innocence, what did that take? What did you take from the person to rise that child to Crown? Was it mother or was it somebody else? What did you take in your aversions to want it to be something and then for it to be created on a plane to such a higher scale? What are you doing? Right, so this you can go back to AI. Not even touching the surface. I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. I wanted to bring it out. I just wanted you to have these ideas within you for what's going to happen next. Because the world, okay, you also understand that it takes lifetimes to be a woman. It takes lifetimes to be a man. And if you can carry that child, you are a woman in my eyes. If you can carry that, if you are a carrier to the sperm, you are a man in my eyes. And that's it. They are the sex, a biological understanding of sex, okay? Biology, science, okay? Take a photo, science, right? Science. And then you have to understand, because she needs them to feed her baby. But if she lost them because of something bad happened to her, then it's not her fault as well. The boobs. Right? And it goes for that as well. She's still a woman. If she's lost it, she's still a woman. Do you understand me?